Welcome back to my podcast, The 5 Minute Echo. A friend of mine bought a bike worth more than 3.5 lakh rupees. Not because he needed one urgently, but because a few close friends were buying it too. The first few weeks were exciting. Photos, rides, conversations about mileage, sound, accessories. That was more than 2 years ago. Today, the bike has hardly any running. It mostly stays parked, covered, waiting. The enthusiasm wore off long ago. Another friend bought a cycle during COVID, a good one, expensive, carefully chosen. Same pattern. Initial excitement, a few early rides, then slowly, nothing. The cycle is still there, but unused. What's interesting is not the buying, it's what happens after. We buy expensive things sometimes without thinking too much, spontaneously in the moment, especially when others around us are buying it too. It doesn't feel reckless at the time, it feels justified, almost obvious, and for a while it feels good. But then life returns to normal. Schedules come back, energy drops, new things lose their shine, and the object just stays. What happens next is quiet. The money is already spent, so it stops feeling like a loss. But the thing isn't being used either, so it doesn't feel like a gain. It sits in a strange middle space, not useful, not gone, just there. A dead investment that doesn't announce itself as one. Interestingly, when people are asked about it, many admit they are surrounded by things like these. Surveys have found that the average adult can easily list close to a dozen items at home that they no longer use but still keep, just in case. Not broken, not forgotten, just unused. Selling it feels hard, not practically hard, emotionally hard, because selling it means admitting that the excitement didn't last, that the version of ourselves who bought it was a little too optimistic. So we don't sell. We tell ourselves, maybe I'll use it later, once things settle down, next season, and time, it just passes. What's fascinating is how loss works here. There's no single moment where we feel it, no sharp pain. The loss is slow, silent, spread across months, maybe years. Depreciation happens quietly, guilt builds quietly, space gets occupied quietly. And because nothing dramatic happens, we rarely talk about it. There's also an after effect we don't notice immediately. Studies suggest that when people realize that they've bought things they don't use, they don't necessarily rush to fix it. Instead, they become more cautious later. They hesitate. They hold back on spending. Not because money is suddenly tight, but because the memory of waste lingers. The unused thing quietly shapes future decisions. This behavior shows up everywhere. Gym memberships that fade, musical instruments played twice or thrice, cameras bought for trips that never happened, courses purchased and never opened. Not because we are careless people, but because enthusiasm is easy to buy into. Consistency is not. There's also something social about it. When people around us buy something, it reduces friction. The decision feels lighter, safer, shared. Later, the non usage is also private, individual, and invisible. So it stays unexamined. What we lose isn't just money, it's attention, mental space, a quiet reminder of something unfinished. An object that asks nothing but also gives nothing back. Over time, these things accumulate, not just in cupboards or parking spaces, but in the background of our lives. Small reminders of decisions made quickly and held on to for too long. This isn't about regret, this is just an observation that sometimes the real cost of buying something isn't the price we pay upfront. It's just what happens when we stop using it, but don't let it go. That was today's Echo. Quiet observations on a changing life. If this felt familiar, you're not alone. Not at all. This is the 5 Minute Echo. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.